When I bought a 5th Division professional football club based in Nairobi, Kenya, I knew the road to the Premier League would not be an easy one. When we got relegated after just 2 months under my ownership, people both inside and outside our organization began to wonder if this dream was even possible. Climbing from the 6th Division to the Premier League isn't just difficult, it's something no Kenyan club has ever done. But despite these odds, I got on a plane, flew to Nairobi, and began building. Open trials with over 300 attendees, radio shows, national television appearances, and a dozen new superstar signings later, all our hard work is beginning to pay off. Our season began with the Kahawa Sport Association Preseason Cup, an annual tournament for clubs in our neighborhood of Kahawa West and surrounding areas, a community-focused competition that is the best indicator of which clubs should be on your radar for the upcoming season. We rolled through 3 group stage matches and 3 knockout stages, reaching the finals with ease, but in the finals, we found ourselves head-to-head with Saints FC, a powerhouse from the neighboring county of Kiambu. We were the new kids on the block, going up against a club that wanted nothing more than to crush our dreams of a preseason trophy. And in the end, in front of hundreds of fans from the community, it all came down to just one penalty shot. What's up, everyone? I am back with another episode of Road to the Kenyan Premier League, and in this episode, I'm covering everything that happened last week and a full breakdown of our preseason cup final. So watch this one till the end because it might be the best episode yet. If you want to support this project, there are 2 easy ways to do so. First, if you or your club are in need of new kits or apparel, work with JerseyBird as your manufacturer. Just tap Start a Project on our homepage, and we will create some awesome custom kits for your team, just like the ones you see in our videos. Tell us that you came from this Road to the KPL series, and you'll get 10% off your order and another 10% donated directly to our club. And secondly, if you don't need kits, you don't have a club, and you just want to get involved, join our Discord. That will be the headquarters for our community, and I will link it in the description of this video. All right, now back to the video. Starting off with roster updates for the week, my pack luck was insane last week. First, I pulled this 74 overall Kasim Weenie Team of the Week card with a trickster playstyle, which is attributed, of course, to his 1-goal performance and viral skill moves against Prison FC. Keep in mind, this was in-game in a playoff match, the semifinals, against a club 2 divisions ahead of us. So as you can imagine, they were not too happy to see these skill moves. But that wasn't all. I also packed this Ezekiel Dugu Ledugu Moments card. This is from his 2-goal debut for the club last month. He's averaging a goal per game and received pace, shot, and dribble upgrades along with a precision header playstyle from his consistent header goals throughout the preseason. So obviously we're starting them immediately with Mwinyi at center mid due to both Manyora and Ochieng missing significant time throughout preseason due to injury, which creates an opening on the left wing for Felix Kamal, our very own 18-year-old homegrown forward who joined our academy at just 9 years old. He was a consistent starter last season, but he has re-earned his spot in the starting lineup this week. Now on the right wing, we have Rahimu Salihi. No surprise to anyone that he is starting there. He has been scoring and creating chances non-stop lately. In the defensive midfield, Glenn Ngethe gets the starting spot on the right side, and Marvin Okech will start on the left. And along the back line, we have another new face. Gideon Etyang is starting at right back, one of our new signings who has shown high potential throughout the preseason, who is filling in for our usual right back, Stephen Chiari, who has moved to left center back to fill in for James Masharia, our 6'7" defender who was out last week with illness. At the right center back slot, we have Sidiki Otieno, another new signing that has performed at a high level consistently and is getting solid starting minutes. And at left back, we have the veteran that we all know and love, Kevin Mina. And finally, starting in net for the finals, we have Miguel Karani, our 19-year-old keeper who was just called up from our U19 team this year. So that is the starting lineup for the week, but we also have some off-the-pitch updates that need to be covered. It has now been 5 weeks since our players moved into our new Clubhouse, and for the most part, things are going pretty well. Of course, there are the typical maintenance issues. For example, our main water line stopped working and we had to have a plumber out to fix it. But overall, yeah, it's been pretty good. After a tiring 3-match week 2 weeks ago, we kicked off last week with a pool day on Monday, taking the entire team to the idyllic Mistley House, a local recreation center. Victor Ashinga, one of the role models and lead fitness trainer on the team, led our players through a hydrotherapy workout. Susan led them through a nice dance routine, and the boys had a great time just taking a break from football and having a day off at the pool while also getting some time to recover from the previous week's tough schedule. Tuesday and Wednesday were relatively uneventful, just daily trainings in preparation for the upcoming final on Sunday. And on Thursday, we had a friendly against Slum Score FC where we earned a decisive 6-1 victory with goals from Maina, Salihi, Mwinyi, Masharia, and Gatoto. Our best highlight of that match was definitely this Ngethe to Salihi to Etyang back to Salihi team play for a clean bottom left corner finish. Just a great team goal there. And the next day, after our Friday morning training session, we had our first major surprise of the season for our players. So even before the preseason started, I knew that our players' boots were in bad condition. The only issue, new boots for an entire club is not cheap, but I wanted it to be the first major purchase we made once we had some money. So with the help of Zach Kirigu, our team manager, we headed to the market with a list of every player's size and bought 23 brand new pairs of boots and brought them back to the clubhouse. When our players were on their way back from their morning training session, Zach told everyone to wait outside while the surprise was being arranged. On their way back into the clubhouse, Zach gave them a quick speech explaining how all their hard work throughout the preseason had not gone unnoticed, and we had new boots for everyone waiting inside. Hey! So it was great to get the players new boots, just a reward for their hard work during the preseason, and also great timing just in time for the cup final that was 2 days away. Saturday came and went. We had another routine day of training to break the new boots in, and finally it was Sunday, the day of the cup final, the match that everyone was waiting for. Dozens of members from the community lined the sidelines as the referees prepared for kickoff. We were up against Saints FC, a 5th division club from the neighboring county of Kiambu. Both sides were looking for their first ever preseason cup title, and as you could expect, the pre-match atmosphere was extremely tense. To add to the narrative, Patrick Njuguna, one of the most talented strikers to ever come through our program who left our club last season, was suiting up for Saints FC and was looking to score against his former club. The match opened up with a defensive battle with both teams fighting to control the midfield. In the 13th minute, we had our first great chance. Mwinyi got a pass from Salihi at the top of the box, but he sent it wide left after a quick shot. And 8 minutes later, a handball on Saints FC gave us a free kick from about 30 yards out. Mwinyi lined up to take the shot and forced the keeper to make a tough save, and the match continued scoreless. Then, in the 26th minute, after receiving a pass from Dugu, Salihi quickly cuts towards the middle of the pitch, only to be absolutely body slammed by a Saints defender, and play stops as the referee grants us another free kick. Salihi crosses it into the box, and guess who's there to head it into the top right corner? Dugu. But not just any Dugu. This was our ultra rare Ladugu edition striker, and you already know what celebration was coming after this goal. The rest of the half finishes scoreless without many chances on either side, and we go into the half up 1-0 confident. At the half, the message is clear. Keep the intensity high, don't let up, and play the next 45 minutes like the entire world is watching, because now they are. And that is exactly what we did. For 45 minutes, we locked in and played smart, composed football. 90 minutes hit, and the referee added 5 minutes of extra time. We were just 5 minutes away from our first trophy in this new era of Kahawa Pride football. But then disaster struck. In the 93rd minute, on a final rush across the field, we turn the ball over at midfield. Saints pick it up and send a long ball to their right wing, who sends another long ball into the box. The attack seemed to stall, but after an awkward bounce off our center back Otieno, the ball bounced right onto the boot of, you guessed it, former Kahawa Pride striker Patrick Njuguna, who buries it into the top right corner. Pandemonium erupts as Saints fans storm the pitch, completely shutting down the match for a full 3 minutes. Meanwhile, on the sidelines, we are in disbelief. Just 2 minutes away from our first trophy, and we let it slip away. In this tournament, there is no extra time. We are headed straight into penalties. Karani heads to the goal with a chance to make history and solidify himself as a top keeper in the region, while hundreds of fans line the sidelines and await the first penalty. Saints are up first. He scores, bottom right corner. Now we are up. Glenn Ngethe gets the call, the 19-year-old midfielder who has been in our academy since he was 12 years old. The pressure mounts as he takes the long walk from midfield to the penalty box, but he stays composed.
For me, I first felt nervous inside, but I knew I had to take it. I knew I have not reached here at the final by luck, so I knew I have to take it and finish the job. Yeah.
And he did finish the job, sending it right into the top corner. He gives a word of confidence to Karani and heads back to midfield. Now the Saints are back up. His shot goes bottom left corner, right through the back of the net. Saints are back up 2-1. Next up, for Kahawa Pride, Brian Masharia, another homegrown talent, a 20-year-old winger who joined our academy when he was just 7 years old.
First of all, I felt nervous, but I knew the community and the team depended on me, so I had to take the penalty well. But due to the fans, the pressure was too more. And to the coach and the team and the birds, I had to take the penalty carefully, like a professional.
And carefully, just like a professional, he fools the keeper and sends it into the back of the net, gives a quick celebration for the taunting Saints fans behind the net, and calmly walks back to midfield. The third Saints penalty taker now approaches with the penalties tied at 2. He goes left, but Karani reads him like a book. Saved. The crowd erupts, but Karani doesn't even show a shred of emotion. Job's not finished. For our third shooter, Mwini gets the call. The trickster, the wonder kid, the underdog story from Tanzania, who has been proving doubters wrong all preseason.
Pressure ilikuwepo, lakini nilikuwa kiasi pia.
There was pressure, but just a bit. I felt like it was my responsibility to go and make a difference. When I went to take the ball, that's when my confidence really grew. I told myself to take the penalty calmly.
He didn't just take the penalty, he rifled it into the top left corner, leaving the keeper without any chance of a save. Kahawa Pride 3, Saints FC 2. The fourth Saints shooter walks to the penalty box and sets the ball down. It's Njuguna, the former Kahawa Pride striker who scored the equalizer in the 93rd minute. Now his task is much easier, but the pressure couldn't be any higher. Seemingly following in Mwini's footsteps, he sends an absolute rocket into the top of the net. We are tied again at 3, but Kahawa Pride has a shot in hand since Saints shot first. Next up is our captain, Robert Manyora, entering his 19th season with the organization. He joined our academy at just 6 years old, and now at 25, he has a chance to put us a save away from the championship.
First of all, it was pressure to us. It was so emotional. Of course, you know, penalties are 50-50 chances. But before we took the penalty, we gathered ourselves, gave ourselves more of without pressure. Yes, and we did our thing we were supposed to do.
Manyora stepped up and smashed it into the back of the net, solidifying another iconic moment in his nearly 2-decade-long career. So now the pressure is on. Saints FC have to score on their 5th shot to keep this match alive. Their shooter steps up to the box, but Karani meets him at the penalty spot and stares him down, reading his every move. Karani is still upset about Saint FC's 93rd minute equalizer, and he's ready to put this match away.
I feel disappointed because the game we were leading 1-0
and the last moment we were being come back, and then I said, Lord, provide for me that penalty I will catch, and then the penalty was started, and I did my best.
Meanwhile, hundreds have now gathered on the sidelines in anticipation. It's just grassroots football, but it may as well have been a Premier League final. The shooter steps back and takes his shot. We did it! Karani made the save and secured Kahawa Pride's first ever preseason cup title and the first trophy of this new era of Kahawa Pride football. And we did it in front of our entire community. New players, old players, coaches, members of the community. Everyone was ecstatic. The club had just made history, and all our hard work over the past few months had been rewarded. Of course, Karani was awarded man of the match, and the trophy celebration was full of smiles, with Manura lifting it up for the world to see, and gold medals were given out to every single player. So there you have it. Kahawa Pride FC is your 2025 KSA Preseason Cup champion, and it couldn't have come at a better time, as we are just 2 weeks away from the Sakaja Super Cup, our next major tournament, and this time there will be a series cash prize for first place. In addition to the Sakaja Super Cup, our regular season is scheduled to begin in about 2 weeks as we resume our long climb to the top of the Kenyan football pyramid. And we do plan to be live streaming every single home match, so stay tuned for that announcement. As always, we genuinely appreciate all the support. I look forward to seeing you in the Discord, and you can catch new episodes of Road to the KPL every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. East African time. So drop a sub, drop a like, and thank you for watching Road to the Kenyan Premier League.